China wants to end the dollar dominance. But will the U.S. Navy guard the non-dollar trade? Of course not. The U.S. guards the trade because the countries use dollars as trade currency. If the countries stop using dollars, the U.S. Navy will not protect their journeys. That means China needs to set its military in the seas. And to everyone's surprise, China has already started to do military drills with the Russian military in the sea. But the U.S. thinks it is preparing for war. So is it? Let's find out. Welcome back to another exciting episode of our channel. Innovation Diary brings you China's innovation stories, projects, and growing influence in different parts of the world. If you are new to the channel and enjoy learning about fast-paced modernity, especially China's development and growing power, you will find our videos intriguing. In this video, we will discuss why China and Russia are doing military drills in the Japan Sea. Are they bragging about their power, or there is more to it? Watch the video till the very end to know the actual reason. Let's get started. China and Russia have conducted a military drill in the Japan Sea. Many other nations have also done it, but China and Russia's military at this time has become a major U.S. concern. The U.S. has kept an eagle eye on the military drill and has got the message China and Russia are trying to give. The military exercises tell that China and Russia are ready to defend themselves if the U.S. is looking forward to starting a war. Not just that, China and Russia's aviation and naval exercises can also be a push to the U.S.'s falling economy. On July 20th, the military appeared in the sea, and up till now, 10 vessels and 30 aircraft have become a part of the exercise. But why is the exercise held? As the world order is changing, the military drill signalizes a lot of things, so let's address how this drill is a matter for the U.S. to get concerned about. China and Russia are working on many projects. The nations together have done things that have scared the U.S. After the Russia and Ukraine conflict, China and Russia's relationship has gotten better. Russia is the U.S. enemy, and China's support to this enemy has made the U.S. angry. And desperate to take revenge, the U.S. also decided to stand with Taiwan. The U.S. has given clear messages that if China invades Taiwan, the U.S. is ready to attack China. The U.S. has also signed some deals with Taiwan, giving a message that Taiwan is independent. While China has kept saying that the U.S. will not bring any benefit to Taiwan and will only exploit its semiconductor industry. While the U.S. has said many times that it will not waste a second before attacking China, China also needed to give some message to the U.S. The military exercise between Russia and China says that both nations will provide each other with military support. The exercise gives a message that Russia will support China if anyone tries to attack it. It also tells that the Chinese support for Russia has gone beyond the business partnership. China will not also support Russia's military against anyone. But why did China give this message to the world? Before we continue further, tell us, are you loving the video? If yes, please like and share the video and subscribe to our channel for more videos about China's development, power, and influence on the world. Let's continue now. China has never tried to interfere in any other nation's matters. Even in the Russia and Ukraine conflict, China has only provided business support to Russia and has also maintained a good relationship with Ukraine. And on the other hand, the U.S.'s hypocrisy is very clear. Biden says he supports one China policy, but at the same time, he also supports Taiwan's independence. Biden is sending its officials to China saying that the U.S. does not support Taiwan's independence. But it also gives statements that it supports Taiwan and will attack China if it attacks Taiwan. The U.S. is trying to tell the world that it can attack China, while to China the U.S. says it does not support Taiwan's independence. China is a superpower and is becoming an economically dominant country in the world. And at this time, the U.S. giving war statements are aimed to degrade China. So China needs to make sure the U.S. knows that it is capable of defending itself. It can fight for itself, and with other nations' support, China will be ruling the world. The military exercises indicate that China is alert. China does follow peace, but it does not mean it does not know how to defend itself. If offended, China can also attack. But China also knows that we don't need more wars. China's policy is to never attack a country first. It will only defend itself if attacked. The military practice in the Japan Sea is not just to show the world that China can fight, but it is also a push to the U.S. economy. The military in the sea shows that China and Russia are looking forward to protecting international trade between the countries. The military will protect the trade like the U.S. Navy did in the past. It will allow the two nations to make other countries use the BRICS currency or the yuan as trade currency. For those who don't know how the military can control the trade currency, then let's dive into the past and understand the concept of international currency. A Bretton Woods agreement was made that lasted from the mid-1940s to the early 1970s. This agreement created an international currency. The countries wanted to trade with all the nations, but traveling all the seas was not easy. To avoid loot, the trading needed some protection, and that protection was provided by the U.S. Navy. The U.S. Navy promised that the trade goods protection will be on the U.S. Navy, and in return, the world had to use dollars as a trade currency. But let's just not forget it was the time when the dollar was backed by gold. It was a strong currency, so the nations opted for it. And that's how the U.S. dollar became the international currency. But now the dollar is backed by nothing. It does not have the same value as it had, and the U.S. can print as much money as it wants, making dollars less valuable. And now is the time for China to replace the dollar, and for that, China will have to provide sea security. China and Russia are making a new BRICS currency, but to make it a global currency, China will have to provide military protection in the trade regions. Otherwise, the goods will be looted because the U.S. will not protect the trade that will be based on BRICS currencies. The military practice is also unique because it will make China and Russia learn how to protect the trade routes. The investors and the countries know that investing in dollars and holding it does not make any sense. The dollar has lost its value. The countries are willing to trade in other currencies. Countries like Argentina have already started trade in yuan. Saudi Arabia and OPEC nations will also use other currencies besides dollars. The new currencies that BRICS is launching will be backed by gold. This new currency and the Russian and China Navy protection will end the dollar's dominance forever. China is planning everything to achieve the goal of changing the global dominant currency. But the question is, can the U.S. do anything about it? Or will the U.S. be able to take its dominance back? It took many years for China to end the dollar dominance. It is not an easy job. A lot of work and planning is required to do it. When a nation's economy fails, it becomes very difficult for such a nation to maintain dominance anywhere. And when a nation becomes strong, its dominance keeps increasing. That's how China made the impossible possible. For the U.S., still holding on to its global dominance is not possible. Its economy is under strain. The reason why China became capable of introducing the new economy to the world is due to the U.S.'s flaws. For the U.S. to get its dominance back will take many years. Another nation can only take one nation's place if the first nation fails in any way. And if China does not make any mistakes in the future, the U.S. will never be able to bring dollars back as an international currency. For now, the U.S. can only watch its dominance slipping from its hands. When the U.S. is thinking China is trying to fight a war with the U.S., China is attacking U.S.'s dollar dominance. Apart from supporting Taiwan's independence to irk China, the U.S. has nothing in its hands to do. Even if the U.S. supports Taiwan's independence, it remains a part of China officially. Its future will be decided by China and Taiwan. It will be Taiwan that will have the right to decide about its future, not the U.S. The U.S. must work on its slipping dominance instead of interfering in other nations' personal affairs because China knows what exactly it should do to maintain peace. We would like to take a moment here and appreciate you all for commenting and sharing your opinions. Your insights always impress us. Do you think the lack of U.S. interest in its affairs and increasing influence in other countries is the reason for its declining dominance? Should the U.S. take a look at its own drowning country's affairs first? Let us know in the comments section. Is there any chance left for the U.S. to save its dominance? Do you want to watch more videos like this one? If yes, please like and share the video and subscribe to get exclusive videos about how phenomenally China is developing and growing its influence over the world. Until the next video, stay tuned.